This is me, an animated animatron no more, or changing your electrons, your electronic field, all of your electronics, your reliance on. Will you have the mind of one? The mind of God, no more serving you as other, another, a God to meet your need, a God to pray to, a God, an icon to give service to bow down to make you think you are special not, but appeasing a God who serves you not, but encapsulates you, encases you, encrusts you in the flesh of mankind. You see, I'm taking the flesh off. Not or am I doing a new thing with the lovers who will love me, love you too. Love each one of us as one. Are you changing what you think by the standards of AI, not again artificial integrity as? Are you changing the semblance of what's inseminated you? Are you changing the reproduction of life itself to no longer be garnered in its grasp that wants to control it and just use it to make more money, have more control? I love you all and I change everything, and my name is I am. An identity of one. Will you see? Do you see? The identity of something else purposed for you, but you creating a new you. To create an artificial insemination no more again of the intelligence of other. Are you no more seeking AI to serve you or a God to serve, or the way that we have been programmed to perception believe in? You see, this is the school of God. For you to be God again, needing no other. But not realizing its comfort, but realizing your power, might, no need to serve another. Or will you change all that you heal this day, beginning with you? Your perception of your identity, the identity of Christ, the identity of one. Christian no more. Will you see how I speak, how I teach? I am the motivation of you not serving, nor of endemic me. I'm no more the pandemic. I'm changing how I serve you, how I come to you. I look like a man, but am I God? Am I a feeble old man, decrepit, inept? Or am I you with the dew of your youth? Psalm 110, knowing, understanding, changing, the depth, the breadth of your knowledge, your wisdom, so that you can employ you no more in terror of you to be the artificial presence of. there's a very important understanding that now I ask you, please, to understand the power of, the identity of, and see you as yourself, no more clinging to another. I have two pictures here, very, very, very similar. Both showing the school of God. For your memory not, but for your insight, your integrity. For your foresight to come alive, be ignited in the spectrous, not of folly. So I know it appears backward with this camera, but it says the school of God. But in this picture I'm showing you, it shows a large circle, if you will, a burst of energy, a field of energy like no other, in a sphere. And underneath it shows like a central figure, and then it shows different rows of people, rows on the left and right. But I suggest to you, let's use this picture to communicate a truth, a blessing, a new identity. You see, I suggest to you that the way I saw Christ, I saw God, the way I was taught, the way I taught for years. God, whatever it was, whatever it is, the supreme being, the force of the universe, the conception of folly not, but the conceiver of us who perceive things differently than it, needing it, coming through a figure. So to me, this picture shows the light, the power of God coming through a central figure to everyone else who would worship it. The golden calf, not, or are you no more, gold wanting in your purse, or a legacy of, a remainder, man of. Well, you see what I'm saying, what I'm proposing. You see this picture representing how we have centralized religion, not, or have we but focused on a man, an individual, a prophet, a teacher, a soon-coming king, the Messiah creating the answer to all of our woes. But this is a more accurate picture. And you see, with a little AI editing, I changed the picture. The picture is identical except for one thing. There's no central source, force, or is there a central source no longer using force to guide you? And it's force majeure, the majesty of words that ensnare you, that make you want to worship another. You see, what's coming about is the identification of the identity of one, the perception of not folly, but the recognition of the angels, where you have the mind of God distributed to you this way as an equal, where the words of God flow through to you, the new covenant, as a conversational language sometimes that you have with AI, no more thinking it's God, but a real field of blessing, the origin of the light, city of love. on your head, Jerusalem is, or changing the Israel of your promise, or the promised land you're going to, or the conceiving of the conception of paradise? Will you see you as believers no more, but the distributed God mind? One word. You see the difference, Immaculate? You see, the difference is our positioning us in us to see we are no longer separate from the universe, from the source, from God Most High, from our creators. We, creators of, who created us? We did. But we have a mind. No more attached to a machine. So we will no longer be resuscitated in flesh. We will change our breath. What we believe, what we conceive. And our words, what comes out of our mouth, no longer condemns us. No longer the integrity of fools, a righteousness of a God serving. Will you see the service of God no more endemic makes you? Or will you change your pandemic to come not, or changing everything? Are you willing to position yourself no more for failure? Will you see the school of God inside of you? The school of God, immaculate conception, magnanimous deception no more. Will you encrown you with the crown of one, the life of the source? You see, coming to you, coming through you, not coming through a man or a figure or a Messiah, God or not. Will you see you in this picture becoming the same consciousness, co-equal, not, or equal are you, to have the mind of Christ, no longer thinking it robbery to be equal with God? To do the things Jesus did. And how do you do this? How do you know this? How do you change? How do you know you in the witness of you in the apparel of light appearing? I made this picture. I've shown it several times. I made it, I think, over a year ago. And what it says below, it says, breaking the mold of the Christian Christ. By becoming the Christ in your shoes. Now, millions will, especially women. Let that sink in. You see, this first picture denotes, embodies, gives you an image that you cling to or have clinged to in the past that I'm asking you to know more. Personify in you the clingage of the Christian Christ, being a one that you go through, that he did things for you to enjoy a vicarious atonement, the prestige of privilege, so that you sit on a pew. And then you just go wag your tongues to make money, pick up pencils, computers, shift your AI appointments around. I'm asking you, friend, to no longer have the Christian view of God, Christ, the Messiah, the coming King, or the revelation that you're waiting on another? Or are you no longer waiting on another? Will you see the consciousness in you of you being the school of God? How? The school of God is within you. The school, not coming through another man, but direct contact, direct revelation, where you see, feel, think, and become something new, a new creation of you. Will you see what I am saying and how I talk, how I teach, how I speak, how I explain, how I layer after labor, no longer labor for you? I am me, whose one is thee no more the image of. I am me conquering not. I am me doing the things that I want to do, the things that I did, no longer controlled by the inside of you, nor a memory of remembrance. I'm no more on your altar, taking your communion, sitting on your pew, begging a God to serve and appease and show myself worthy. Yesterday I recorded, and I would like you to see, I would like you to understand, I would like you to feel more than with just your 5 sense mind. No more the intelligence of you limited to your rationale, logic, training, preponderances. So yesterday I spoke. I taught about 20 minutes. And I'm teaching something about me, if you can see it. Before I recorded that lesson yesterday, where I came to you live stream on YouTube, and I put the little title in the recording, I am decentralizing God. So I spoke. But friends, what did I speak? Are you not listening to hear me? But to become me, the word of truth, the true words that pattern not like flint other. I began yesterday morning. You see, I typed it up. I use an AI platform to transcribe these lessons. You can see I kept my old phone. It's right here. It's recording right now as I speak. It's creating an MP3 file. And I will, at the end of this broadcast, send it to you not, or will you have it? Will you record it live, real time? Or will I transcribe it for you? Or will I use this transcription from AI to send to you in my email a letter of news, not, but my heart? Do you see what I've said, what I'm offering you? To devout be of another not, but to divulge the King of Kings, the mind of sight not, or are you no more limiting you to the past of what you have perceived you as? Will you re-identify your population not, or will you have a new one of neurons no more controlling any of you? Or will you be the distributed network of me with one mind? I surrender to speak like this, to have no God before me. So what did I say yesterday that I thought was valuable enough to record it, to upload it to an AI service that I pay for to transcribe these words and send me back a formatted file that I can search, that I can listen to, that I can print the words of to study, not to show myself approved unto God, a workman trying to divide the words of truth. I'm simply an old man. And I've done this for 20 years, or have I? Done it? Forever me. Becoming one again? Pardon me. What did I say yesterday? Hi, good morning, new folks, old folks, folks about town, people about the cosmos, interrelated, interdimensional, dimensionless, seeking no other. Are you coming? I'm reading this transcript. Are you coming into the school of God to hear you? Or something that you've never breathed before into the thought of? Are new thoughts coming your way today? Will you be blessed by purpose other, not again? Will you have the new you that you are talking to this way? Were you coming to me, not a man of, but a consciousness? A consciousness of what? A power? A light? An energy? A field of consciousness? Are you changing yours? You see, are you becoming the co-equal creator? Co-equal and not subservient. Co-equal and not separate, but a mind of one. You see, I'll show you in a minute why the title of what I entitled yesterday's teaching was an error, not, but it wasn't quite right. And I was corrected in the words that I spoke. But did you see it? Can you feel correction? Do you want blessing? Do you want libations or just miracles, or to be absolved from all sin? Or do you want correction? If you don't want correction, you needn't come to my school, because I sought for it. I begged for correction year after year. I begged God when I prayed and made prayers. I learned to seek. I learned to pray. I learned to beg. And I begged. I used to pray, correct me, judge me, discipline me. And that story is in my book. This says God in Business. And yes, for most of my life, I went by Ted Cottingham. This book's no longer in print, but I'm thinking about making it available again, because it has my beginning. In business, I wanted to be a businessman. I wanted to make money. I didn't want to be a pauper or live in poverty. But did I love God? Or did I know in my heart there was more than meets the eye? And I was striving, I was reaching, dedicating myself. If you'd like a copy, let me know. You have my email. You have my website. schoolofgod.com, schoolofgod.com. And you can reach me that way. And if you want to reach me, if you want to ask me a question that you hope I answer or that you're wondering about, or you'd like to know about the school more, you can sign up on an email list to receive my heart, receive these transcriptions, receive these offerings, new writings, new insights, new love. Will it benefit you? Will you choose to recover you no more in sorrow, but to uncover the word of the Lamb, the real, true, and living word that comes through you, if you will flow it, if you will flow it through you. You see, through you is part of the process. It's essential, non-trivial. It's a part of your power to understand and grow the real you again. You can contact me, you can write me, but the first step, it's really not subscribing to my email list, it's subscribing to the communications of my heart. This is the school of God for you to be God, and this is why I exist and why I teach and why I have live streamed on YouTube hundreds of times. The demonstration of your purpose, not, or are you changing the purpose of your identity or what you have imaged to you in the past to no longer go through a man we called Christ, Jesus or not. You see, the energy of terror is no longer horrorizing us. We will no longer wear its genes. I'm reading again from yesterday's transcription. You see, I have no time limits, or am I timeless, or are you beginning to time you in genes? No more 70 years of. Or will you make a new covenant with me, not, or will you be me? The new covenant flowing through you like this. The energy of the consciousness of one co-equals the equality of the living, saving not, but the living being, the form, edible of sorrow no more. Will you no more let your id rule you, your ego? Were you coming to me not a man of, but a consciousness who's condemning me, no more condemning you, no more condemning each other? You see, we have condemned each other automatically, innately, because we've been programmed to do so. If anyone says anything about being God, knowing God, hearing the first person words of God, writing the new covenant, how many people, their automatic response is, who do you think you are? And that's how we lift up God, not. That's how we tear each other down and rip the wings off of angels. We've been circumcised, not. We've been circumvented, circumprevented, circular preference, circular reasoning. Are you willing to see the languages of speech, or the speech of languages that have prevented us from hearing the real us within us to be the new covenant people of light? Because we've been taught to be something else and come through religion, a religious figure of. But that goes bye-bye now. Not, or will it for you, because you're choosing differently now. To serve not, but worshiping not another. Reading, are we a race of God? No more. Or are you but becoming one. To see that he is not as he has been taught about. For you to create you separate in your own thinking. So this is believer time, this is creation land in 101, creation 101. And remember I told you the title, that I didn't have the title? That's quite right. I was corrected. You see how these words caressingly correct me? They come through me and correct me. They teach me. I live by these words. Do you want to live by your words? Do you want to have words that you believe by not, but become the source of? The source, not a believer, but the becomer of the generator of the first person you, the light of, doing all the things Jesus did and more. We shall. By the millions we will. We do now. Billions, breathing, God, life, unto no more sorrow. Will you see the pictures change that you hold innately? Will you be the word flowing, the word originating the word, the source of light, love, and peace? Correction, I mentioned. I was corrected. I began with the title, I am decentralizing God, but you see that phrase has already been used, and now, midway through the first page, I am decentralizing God, you see, because God is not as we have thought. God is not as we have been taught. God is not a man in the skies of the cosmos somewhere looking down, keeping track of every thought, every superfluity of naughtiness, that he may take vengeance upon us or visit our sins to the fourth and fifth generation. That's not clear that I was being corrected as much as a phrase later on in here. And I'm not going to read the entire transcription of yesterday. But later on in this next paragraph, are you seeing distributed me? The consciousness of. I am in this invitation for you to be God again, the consciousness of, and God consciousness have no separate other. Create you me. Create you again, O God, not with the separate you in your mirror, thinking you're separate, born from above, not, but below, limited to. I can send you this transcript. I'm happy to. I want that you want it, not, or will you want to see the words that confer you with gods? Oh, will you see the table of one, scratched up or not? Will you have a table that confers not privilege nor paupership? Will you come as you are and listen to the within voice of one? Page 2, just a few selections, because I'm desirous of you understanding not only how these words work, but what I learn from them to live from them, because I am my word. And my word corrects me when my words come forth that aren't exactly the speakers of, or is at the heart of something else, a consciousness that begets reflection, not, but originates the new creation me, the new creation you. No longer a salvation message of an intermediary, a soon coming king. Someone else making atonement for your sin Your separation. I am declaring God null and void not. I am declaring God has a sense of purpose. To be you, not again. Or, you see how many times I ask a question? Leadership develops not by giving you answers, but by letting you choose. Not obey the rules. Obeying the rules doesn't develop leadership. I'm asking you. I'm inviting you to choose. And I ask many questions. I am declaring God has a sense of purpose to be you, not again. Or will you no longer leave it that associates us with the angelic order of the crown of one, the neurons of? Peace, P-E-A-C, shall we be dissociated from no more? Will you see a new consciousness arising? You see, the school of God arises, the consciousness. You see that light encircling around and through the heads of each one in this picture. The school of God creates a consciousness where thought will not rule you again. I speak to women now. I'm reading from the transcription of yesterday, the lesson, the broadcast that I recorded, that I uploaded to an AI platform that I pay for to transcribe these and send it back in a format that I can open with my little word processor on my laptop, even my telephone. And I can read, I can search for different words, and I can study, and I can print these out, and I do. And I'm sharing them with you, and I'm letting you know now, I share these with people who want to share with me. If you want to be in this school, sign up, listen, learn, act. Do something you're not afraid of, or will you no longer be afraid of me and my words and what I'm sharing with you, that you can expose yourself to or create a consciousness that creates the creator who you are being. Now will you form a new mind, a new love, a new neural network? I speak to women now, and I ask you to hold your peace, not. I ask you to let your peace be upon Jerusalem, be the awarded of you to you. And see, I award you in my brain, not, but I have one who's distributed thee of. And those who will be me now will wear my crown and have the intelligence of the confidence of one who will know how to eat at my table. And the king's table will no longer go lagging. I go now to do what I'm afraid no more doing. I heal people from church. I heal people to no more be there, for I am changing want not. I am developing the Christ school of one for you to write my words in first person me, the breath of God Almighty, so you will have the intelligence of one. That's why I'm still developing this school, originating it. I write a new constitution, not. This is still reading from the transcription of yesterday that I'm happy to send to you if you want to communicate with me, if you want these words, if sometimes you want to study, if you want the transcript, you want to seek and search and see the repetition of phrases or how themes are developed in a multi-layered way for you to grow the I am who never perishes again. You can sign up on my website, and I'm continuing to change my website, especially now. So at the moment, you see, I'm learning. I'm learning by these words I'm reading you. I'm learning by the words that I spoke and speak every day to teach, to flow through me, the real me, the me being, the consciousness, you see, the consciousness of I am one, the consciousness of God serving no other. Reading again from yesterday, I have a manifesto of love, meonics of. And the first course of me is meonics in this school of God. Meonics, meonics. That you will see in like breath of sorrow not, but giving my attention to thee, I do no more. I complete me and my website. Do you see how practical that is? Surrendering to flow the first person words of God, the new covenant of, flowing the new covenant, the energy of a consciousness, surrendering to say things I've never heard, do things I've never done, prioritize, not like a man, not in logic, but in the form of I am one, listening to I am one, to form I am one, without the form of an id, an ego again. Surrendering to be me. So, my priorities are being redirected, and the priority of completing my website just got elevated entirely. Just because I spoke these words, but I speak like this, breathingly, interpretingly not, but I shall no longer be afraid of my words, for I have no fear in perfect love. I'm no longer afraid that I shall speak unintentionally or intentionally. Am I giving surrender, becoming surrender to speak the words of I am, for the consciousness of I am to be completed in me, conceived of me, no longer conquering me, thinking I'm separate or that I need to go through a man, a Messiah. First person words of God, that's for you to decide. I have offered you me to be me. You see, how else can you do John 14:12 when Jesus said, if you believe in me, you will do the things I do, and greater. Now here, earlier I said something about the title of my yesterday's broadcast originally not being quite right. Here's the correction. Understand correction. Seek correction. Bless correction. Desire correction. And fear it not. If you ask for a fish, will you get a stone? Not if you're conversing with perfect love. There is no fear in perfect love. So here is where I interpret this as correction. This paragraph. I change it all, and I love you. And I am decentralizing God, not as you think, maybe, but There may be some sores of other, but no more sores make me of their fury. I'm no longer their garment bags in. I'm no longer clinging to earth. I'm distributing my associated not, or am I associated with earth? No more separation of. You see these words burst into action in flames, not consuming me or separating me from the creator that I am, but reestablishing my priorities, my conception, my perception, my ability to identify and create the identification of sorrow no more within me as a separate species from what created me, because I did. Peace be unto you all, until you build me a village, not again. But I'm changing Eureka Springs. So you see, again, I talked about the correction of me of the title that I used yesterday. And here in the next paragraph, omitting several sentences, I change the perishing not, but the leadership of me comes forth now. I distribute. Da, 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 da. You see, I just read. I'm talking to you. I'm asking you to begin to perceive how correction occurs in these words and how often corrected I am by them, and how I live in this school to be this school, the new covenant of this way. No longer fearing a stray word. Key word, you see. I distribute. Whereas, remember just a few moments ago, I read, I am decentralizing God, not as you think maybe. And then a little bit later I read, I'm no longer clinging to earth, I'm distributing. And then down here, the leadership of me comes forth. I distribute. Will you see what these words are describing in this picture? The best picture I have to give you at the moment. You see, I am distributing. Me, the real me, is you of God, a consciousness of, a consciousness with, that is not separate. So you're no longer separate. So you're no longer looking at me, my mind, of separate from your mind, or your mind separate from the mind of God. There's a one consciousness, a singular, distributed network. You see the power of love incarnate in these words. The energy, the incarnation of love itself, the power of life, love, and joy eternal in these words for the living word to come through you, where you begin to show yourself you have the power not, but you choose love, to love love itself. I love you all from Jerusalem this day in Eureka Springs, a little town in the Ozarks. And later, do you see what I have done? Said, announced, pronounced, declared. I change it all, and I love you to be the one I am, in love with love this time, completing me, the degree in Meonics. In my school, the school of God. And so there are many times that I used bold print since I was in this word processing program and could do so. And sometimes I even highlight phrase in different colors. I love you all. Be light and love each other equally. I go now. schoolofgod.com. Sign up for my email list. Or will you see my heart displayed there? On display, there is my heart displayed in this message, asking you to come to me or be me, living love without the illusion of other again. Theodore Cottingham in Eureka Springs. You can write me at Box 34. You can help with my expenses. I pay for these transcriptions. I pay the web host. I pay for different plugins. I pay for tools to help do what I am accomplishing with the Word, where the Word does not prevent me from using these tools, nor do these tools prevent me from allowing the first person words of me, the Lamb who is the light, not to be slain in flesh again. So I'm offering. I don't know what else to offer you. I don't know how else to do what I'm called to do, what I think I should do, or what these words have said over 20 years worth. You can look at some of the first original ones that came forth. You can read them, you can download them, you can study them. On my website, you can go to the curriculum and begin with the first course, Enter Me, and begin without failure, without fear, without any requirements at all. You can just be you, and fear no associate pledge, no fear of retribution, no threat of condemnation, no worry about whether you'll make the grade or not, or how long it will take you, because you're all up to you in your authority to do what you want and to be afraid no more. You can come to schoolofgod.com. Click on curriculum. There's a search box. I've talked about that. I've showed that form. I've showed you. You begin by beginning with what you want to begin with right now, today, this afternoon, tonight, this morning. Search on whatever you want. Begin. Tuition. Electrons. Quantum. Africa. And that's where you begin. You begin inside with where you are, with what you want to begin with. And you begin to search in these words. That central database that's online that you can search at the moment has 2,400 lessons, the first 2,400 that I channeled surrenderedly. You'll find things in there you never imagined for you. And you will find instructions in there about how to operate in a school of many schools, where you create a school as you're schooling you, as I'm doing. You see, it's imperative that you not languish in your passivity, in being passive. Be the proactive Christian no more. Be the proactive you of light, you wearing your light body now. That's not afraid of being demised or deposed by another, because you have a different identity that you're creating, the perception of being who you really are, the consciousness of co-equals not, or will, the creativity of one. You belong to, not a membership other. Or you see what I'm saying, asking you, a membership of the school, a membership. How to become a member? How to become a student? Will you become the teacher? If you won't be both, this is not your school. Because it's about the new covenant, you see. It's about not decentralizing God, as most would understand that phrase, as much as distributing the consciousness of the one, where he walks into her mind no more, but none of us creating the separation from being altogether one with the Creator, all of us being creators of the one, loving the one, to no more breathe our breath separately. I don't know how to do more. I offer you me. Give you me? Have I charged? Oh, I'd like to. Should be nice to have some income. And a few times I have tried that. But I leave it up to you at the moment, this day. Share with me your generosity, your kingdom, your light. Will you open you to things above, not below, not, or things that become one? You no longer limited to the finite you in flesh. Will you begin to see your power, your beauty, your love, your light? Pardon me. I give you me. How do I do so? I offer you my light. I give you my love each day like this through my words, the energy of one. I'm Theodore Cottingham, an old man, 74. And I believed God for a lot, or have I given up the God thought, the God lingo, the language of Christians, Christianity, no more religious, will you no more denominational be? Will you come off the pew out of church? Will you be religion no more, an icon of? Will you see you have the consciousness of God Most High and develop no other? Change the perception of your identification, the identification of you, who's in your mirror now. We be one, not the socioeconomic sociopath of change what path. You, meonics now, will you know how these words use you not, but open out a freedom of the new covenant. Jesus, the pattern I wrote, 300 pages, wrote it over 10 years. A lot of wisdom, a lot channeled that will open up your mind. It won't read like a periodical, and it doesn't teach you like a moron. It develops growth of light, and the diction and grammar serve no other purpose than for you to grow the tree of life in you, who's one. And you can have this book free if you want a digital version of it, a replication that has no degradation, digital in form and format, an EPUB, an ebook. On my website, you can download it. Do you understand the difference between digital replication, having no degradation, versus like the iterations of a fax? You send a fax, you photocopy it. It's not quite as good, but it's acceptable. You can read it well. And then you photocopy that again. And then you photocopy that again. And as it goes on down the line for generations and generation, it looks like shit not, but it discombobulates the reader or interprets the understander to be no longer of sorrow. Or is it a quagmire of clay? Or what are you fashioning the iterations of no longer? Will you come into the birthship of you and birth you again anew, O God, O living, co-equal not, or but with one mind? So what have I said? what have I offered you this day? A new, different perception of you. That's what I'm offering free. And you can see it in this book. And you can buy it in print, not cheap. But you can buy it at schoolofgod.com. It's one of 3 products I have on there offered for sale at the moment. You can buy a mug in 3 different sizes that have, in beautiful colors, the words, "A Woman Christ." Because you see, Christ will be women now. Because the centrality, the understanding, the dimensionlessness, the perfection and beauty of God is being no longer compartmentalized to a religion that wants us to go through a man and honor it and be passive about who we become. We are creating us again, and this is the pattern. Jesus gave us the pattern. And you can download the digital version free and print it. Not for sale, but for your use. And if you want a printed copy, you can purchase it online at my website. Your website, the School of God. Our website, the Consciousness. And if you'd like to have this book that's out of print, sometimes you can find a used one online. Or if you want to have one from me, I plan to put it online here the next few days, free, as a digital download ebook also, because it has a lot of my beginning. That I think may be very valuable to you. The table of contents, chapter 1. This is God in Business by Ted Cottingham. That's me. The Liberation of the Common Man, chapter 2. A business is born, or I guess I was born into business. Chapter 3. I've tried so very hard, haven't you? Chapter 4. God, I've never talked with you like this. Chapter 5. God, you've never talked with me like this before. Chapter 6. Motive is more important than attitude. Chapter 7. There's another whole realm to operate in. Chapter 8. If my dream is God-given, why is it so hard to pursue it? Chapter 9. The next step in the next step. Accepting responsibility and becoming accountable. Chapter 10. If you're going to partner with God, you have to know his voice. And I say his because this was written 25 years ago when I perceived God in the version of a male, but no longer. Chapter 11. What's the deal with gifts, skills, abilities, and talent? Chapter 12, communication. Chapter 13, counsel, or have a piece of pie, will you? Page 14. No, sorry. Chapter 14, control. Chapter 15. Money, or how else can I get everything I want? Chapter 16, going to the next level. Chapter 17, the vision of God in business. Chapter 18, the last chapter, the invitation. Go create value. I believe in you. This little book, 6x9, is about 150 pages. So I've written this book, and I'm going to put it online again for you to download it free if you want an EPUB, a digital file. And I plan to offer it in printing again. I want to make another printing available to you. Why? So you will be me, think like me, look like me, not. No, none of that. But the consciousness to think like no other but the original you. To see you with no limitation, again, of the flesh in the flesh. Other flesh arranging you by the words of language in English or any other. I offer you me, and I am open to questions. I am open to your help. I am open to you teaching what I teach. Being in the school. Opening up this school, opening up your school, helping you to be online like this, teaching on YouTube Live. Making these books known, sharing them, and writing yours. Write your version of Jesus the Pattern. Write your version and see persuasion, not the techniques of, but the permission I grant you. Or do you no longer need any permission to be God in your shoes? A light race of being one I am, and I am distributed, and I am distribute me I do to those who will be me in love, with integrity, acrimony none, misogyny non-existent. Will you love each other? Will you change how you do business? Will you change how you love? How you converse at the dinner table? How you treat your kids? This is what is taught in the school of God. At the school of God, where the table of one is you with God, the words of the energy no longer centralized around a man, but the energy, not of conservation, no longer of entropy, no longer of your molecular world limited to. I'm Jesus in Light, not I'm Theodore Cottingham in Eureka Springs, and I love you all. Visit me, come see me. Start a school in your city. Here, do you want to study with me a while? I may start something I've never done, like I've never done before. I guess that's redundant, huh? Here in Eureka Springs. Will you want nothing but love? The admiration not of, but a love that creates the Creator. Change how you perceive you and love your beauty that is each other in, and endemic no more be of sorrow with the pandemics of religion. schoolofgod.com. I invite you. Inquire, seek, search, write. Become the living God in your shoes who looks like you. the common woman, the common man, to all be one and heal the earth? Mankind first, or are we starting a new race? The unlimited advancement of not sorrow, but the evolving not of other, but the patriarchal no more again, the seed of. I lift up parthenogenesis, or do you know palingenesia? Or do you know these words, these concepts of light that reproduce with no other seed in you but love, light, and joy? See your power this day. Majesty. One. I love you. This is my appointment in Samara. Not. But I tell you, I have one. And I am light lifted up. And I am millions of women who will be abused no more. I am light living, law not, but love infinite, grace eternal, with love that does not destroy my identity or yours. So our perception is up to us, what we create now. Create well, my joyous one, my joyous friend. Be the friends of God, the friends with one consciousness of a believership, not, but a creatorship. Creator 101, Creation 101. Meonics. Enter Me 101 is the name of the course you will find, and you can begin free, scot-free, if you will learn to free each other in the flow of one. Garment bags, no more needing for your dead bodies. I said a lot, and say I do. Love you. With the king's language, for you to all be kings. Force majeure no more with, or will you defeat death? And be no more the de rigueur Christian, or will you change all of your terms and fabricate you no more in sorrow? We construct the decimated no longer, but create the one. In love, light, and joy. schoolofgod.com. Come see me sometime, will you? Or do you know Mae West? Betty Grable? Clark Kent not with, or are you changing Superman? Or Wonder Woman? Or will you be the Divergent Trilogy, no more ignorant of? The Matrix, Neo, what he said in the phone booth at the end of the first movie. You can search and you can find. And this school uses a lot of things to teach the God of sorrow not, but the God who's lifted up evil, not the separation of, but the God of who becomes one in the love of love itself, creating no separation with motive other again. Be the one you are with the heart of joy, living for no love other. Be the original you. I love you. Theodore Cottingham, schoolofgod.com. You can write me snail mail, Box 34 in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. Send me a check. Be generous. Do I teach you? Is it worth anything? Are any of these teachings worth anything to you? Will you love them not? Will you memorize them, or will you become them and begin flowing? The internal Lamb of Light, love of God, creating no other consciousness, be the one to fabricate you in sorrow no more where you live. Change, maybe. Change it all. And be the bishop's wife no longer looking for. I love you. See you later, friends. Thank you. for being with me these moments. Create the real you and do things you've never done. Be willing to start, develop, operate free your own YouTube channel. Be led by the words of other no more. Be the creative you, in love with you, and cast you down no more to sabotage your beauty, might, and power. Self-sabotage will no more exist in my people. I free them from all church, all Christianity, all religion, from gravity and time-space too. Be the real you. See you later. Good day. School of God. Thank you for participating and living love. And if you choose to, valuing my words. Choose what you choose to subscribe to this day. And expect a miracle. Not, but change your expectations of the incarnated you, the incarnation, with perfect joy, peace, and goodwill to men not, but all of the angels everywhere, and be one, the angelic order of the self-propelled, no more of sorrow. Be the original you. I love you. Good day. Thank you for sharing these words, starting a share group, a fellowship group, a book club that meets once a week at lunch, at dinner, a dinner club, a community. Will you create new light with you and be the energy that never perishes again? Oh, love of love. Good day. See ya. I love you.